Oh my god!
Hey guys, welcome to the vlog, or welcome to the vlog.
Welcome to the
podcast.
What are we vlogging today?
We were vlogging all kinds of things today. We got some interesting things coming up vlog-wise too.
I did something fun for your vlog.
I know
once.
that was cool.
Should we tell them? Should
No.
we tease it? Come on, let's tease it a little bit.
Okay, so it has to do with you
Waterworks.
in Bowser's Pond. We're not going to say anything else.
We're doing waterworks
in Bowser's Ponds.
Let's just say a little aerobics, water aerobics at the Reptarium.
At Bowser's Pond.
There may or may not have been a birthday party. We all fit into Bowser's Pond.
Really? The whole kids and all?
No kids.
No kids?
21 and up. We were all in our skivvies.
Any scuba strippers?
Wow. Scuba strippers.
By the way, skivvies, is that how you say it? Or is it skivvies?
Skivvies.
Skivvies, yeah.
Skivvies, okay.
Yeah,
skivvies. I just like to get
So
the grammar
obviously
correct.
the elephant in the room.
Wait, what? I don't see.
I know. The elephant in the room is that the elephant's not in the room.
Ah.
So Lori is not here today, unfortunately.
Now, why is
She
that?
got abducted.
Yeah, she's gone. She's
from the aliens.
She quit. Oh, I'm going to talk about aliens. I've got a little list of things to talk about
and
today.
It's because she got abducted.
She got abducted. She's so she quit the podcast, so she won't be on
quit.
the podcast anymore.
Yeah, it's
Forever.
done.
Forever. No, the truth is that she really strange. I'm sure everything's going to be fine, but she got a really severe headache, which she never gets. I mean,
No.
you know, so that's why I'm hoping.
Surprising.
Hopefully, by the time we get home, she'll be feeling better. But to the point where she literally had to leave work today at about 3:00, which is just never happens.
She should have. She should smoke some out of that peace pipe. Smoke something out of the peace pipe.
Oh yeah, she could maybe do that.
She,
Does that help or does it hurt
yes.
though?
Can I
It
tell
helps.
you, Dad?
yeah.
Can I be honest with you? I know it's weird because you're my father, but you remember in high school, I used to have migraines very regularly.
yeah.
Like they would debilitate me
Yeah,
for
you
a
got
whole
the same
day.
ones like me. Yeah.
Yeah. And my vision would go. I would be in the most immense brain pain of all time.
Yeah.
Brain pain.
I know
hate
it sounds.
I get them.
It's kind of cringe to say, but it's true. Like once I started smoking marijuana,
Allegedly.
Mary Jane.
I knock on my wood. I haven't had a migraine in God knows how long.
Well, that's good. I hope it stays that way, and hopefully Lori feels better.
I mean, literally, just to preface this, I
Yes.
used to get them like almost every month.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
I
There's
do
something
sometimes too. You know, I mean, not necessarily once. I'd say about 6 times a year I get them, and they're like you said, they're debilitating.
You can't do anything.
Yeah, you cannot function. It's impossible to function. And you know, so that may have happened to Lori today. I'm not really sure. You know, if that's. She said that her eyes didn't get wonky, but she had the severe head pain. She had nausea.
that.
She felt like she wanted to throw up, and she was looking pretty rough. So I'm hoping that. No, I just hope that you know by the time we get home, she's at least feeling good, because that's never good. So I'm sorry you guys won't see your favorite person on the podcast tonight, because that's what everyone says.
We'll try to pull our weight.
We'll do the best we can do to keep you guys entertained.
You know
as
what's
we go.
good though is that you know we won't have someone next to us that is just purely bored too.
Yeah, sometimes she is like so zoned out.
Oh my God, yeah, because we
there's
talk
times
about aliens and
and
crazy
and it's
stuff.
great because I think the majority of my list of things that I want to talk about, she would be, she might be entertained by one of them.
I think by one for
By
sure.
one.
But you have 20 on
But
the
I
list.
have like 15 things.
Yeah.
So Lori's not here. You know, wish her the best in the chats and
quick
stuff like that.
healing.
You know, quick healing and stuff like that. I did want to jump right into it.
Okay.
With some reptile news
Oh,
of the you know, kind of cultural side of it.
cultural side is
Well, I don't know if that's the word of
is
it.
it what
Let's
I'm thinking?
say more like
drama.
the
The
drama.
tabloids?
Yeah, tabloid side. Yeah, I'd say the
Tabloids.
tabloid side.
All right.
Can you punch up the photo for me?
Yeah, of course.
Oh
No
my
problem
God,
at
do
all.
you have the phone?
So here we go. We got to take
All right.
the edge off from being the face of the reptile hobby. And that's Kevin McCurley, and he's smoking meth.
At least
It's the evil meth god.
It's the evil meth god.
god.
So this is breaking news.
Yeah,
Kevin,
for all you people out there.
Kevin is a meth head. You've heard it here first. No. The truth is that
No.
anyone with a brain
Yes.
would see that this is Photoshop.
Yeah.
Clearly.
And I've known Kevin for 30 years.
Yeah.
He's
Only once has he smoked.
Yeah, yeah. With
Not
me,
even once.
with me. No, he is definitely. I can assure you that his craziness and his energy is always been there. It's not meth.
It's natural.
He does not smoke meth. So I think it's just, to be honest with you, it's crazy that people would even. So someone took the time to Photoshop that and start to spread the rumor that he's a meth head, which is ridiculous.
Now that, if I am correct, well, actually, I don't want to say if I'm correct because I am not. I just want to know the truth. Is that technically suable by slander?
No, not really.
No.
So really, the people don't understand slander and
No, I
libel.
don't.
Slander and libel is a really difficult thing, number one, to prove. It's almost impossible. You almost never win that in court. And because the person that, let's say Kevin would have to show major damages to his business in order. So he would have to say, this meth picture was put out and my business went down 50% the
next
day after.
day, yeah.
And show that there was a correlation between this picture and that, and then he would have to somehow link it to whoever started the picture. It's impossible.
Sure.
That's why it's like freedom of speech. And, I remember... once Brock Wagner, threatened to sue me from a podcast because I said I thought he was an asshole, and I said, my opinion of you, I can have any opinion I want.
And it just proves.
It doesn't. Yeah, I didn't tell people not to do business with you.
Hey, and it just proves.
I just told you that I thought you were an asshole, and you trying to sue me proves you're an asshole.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and, it just goes to show.
And so I laughed, and I will laugh at anyone that threatens to sue me over my opinion.
We should make that a shirt.
Yeah,
Brock Wagner's an asshole.
Yeah. I'm in. Let's go.
Reptile Army.
Yeah, but so interestingly enough, I posted on Kevin put like a funny video out. I was talking to Kevin on the phone.
Okay.
When and I called him up, said, "So you're doing meth now, huh? You're just fucking with me."
Just fucking.
And obviously he goes, "Can you believe this shit?" And apparently it was like he said that it was like a venomous group on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
Like it started this like a few months ago, but just in the last couple of days it kind of blew up and became like now people think it's real. Like he really did.
Crazy.
So I posted like just a funny satirical thing saying like I knew you always smoked horse manure. Now I have proof. I'm vindicated, stuff like that. And literally a guy comes on and destroys me. Destroys me saying that I'm an abuser, and then someone says, "Where's your proof?" And then his proof. Let me read this, man. I'll read to you guys what this says.
I'm gonna have a
it's a good
sip.
shit here. Well, actually, no, it's not fucking here. It doesn't matter. So he says, his proof is all from Reptile Keepers Against Brian Barczyk, by the way, which is the most credible source out there.
Out there, yeah.
There's no doubt that a group that says Reptile Keepers Against Brian Barczyk can only have a non-biased opinion of me.
Only
that
makes sense.
100%.
Only non-biased. But so it says. That obviously I've been I've got multiple sunrises. She dies every few months, and I just replace her.
Sunrises every day.
17.
Yeah, sunrise. Yeah, and of course Daisy's had mouth rot for at least 15 years.
15.
At least 15
Going
years
on
she's
16.
had. And then of course there was a picture of a snake without a water dish in it.
Oh my!
Heaven forbid that picture came when I took the water dish out. Because I keep all my snakes without water.
Well, that's how we keep them skinny.
Yeah, that's how we keep them.
Streamlined.
Yeah, if we don't have to fill the waters, and of course, then there's the one that I love the best. Even his wife said he kills all his geckos.
So true.
Because of a snake bite
she
skit
says
that we did, that they took a 10-second clip out of a 2-minute sit, like we did a
Got
satirical
the plastic
thing.
bag,
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm sure that's on there now. He's putting snakes in plastic bags.
Can't believe it.
And he went down the list of things that are all just complete, utter fucking bullshit that people will spread for me on Reptile Keepers Against Brian Barczyk. That is just all lies. And then people like this jackass has an opinion and has to go. What a dickhead, And of course, guess what? He has 58 followers and his account is on private, of course.
Nice.
Because he doesn't have the balls. Guys like that, I wish you would come to the Reptarium and say it to my fucking face.
I saw the funniest thing ever. It was an MMA guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
He tweeted something about, oh, blah, 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 my career, this, that, and the third. You're just like, you shouldn't have never fought. You're a better commentator than you are a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like, say that to my face, pussy. The guy's just like, I won't. That's why I said it on Twitter. And then the guy replied, he was just like, fair point, valid point, valid point.
Yeah, there you go.
But it's the truth.
No, it is the truth. As a matter of fact, it was funny because I saw something about, I don't know NBA well enough. You may know. There's like this player that played for the Washington Wizards, that Michael Jordan.
Gilbert Arenas?
Okay, that was he the one that was like a bust? Like number one draft pick?
No.
So he was like a number one draft pick when Michael Jordan was playing for the Wizards. And I guess the guy just, it was like a big flop because like the pressure, like Michael Jordan just like overdid it, like the pressure was so big on this. And so this is years ago.
Yeah.
And so like a couple guys on ESPN, basically, I guess for years, this guy has been like the joke, the biggest bust in NBA history.
Yeah.
And so a couple people on ESPN were throwing some shade at him, like, oh, this guy was the biggest disappointment. And so he went to Twitter after years of saying nothing.
Yeah.
And he fucking railed him. He's like, you pieces of shit, blah, blah. I mean, he went crazy, and they both apologized to him.
They apologized?
They both apologized to him. They said, you're right, we went overboard, stuff like that. Because he was basically saying, listen, I bought my mom a house. I came from the streets. I made enough money to buy my mom a house. I give my kids things. You think I'm a loser? You think I'm a loser when I do this stuff for the community and blah, 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 blah? He goes, maybe I didn't turn out to be the basketball player you thought I was supposed to be. But as a human being, I'm a winner. And they came back and they said, you're right. That's bullshit, But anyways, my point is, and I'm sorry, I fired up right off the bat.
Oh, my God.
But it did, I don't let these fucking haters really get to me often. Yeah. And that one don't care. I could give a shit about that guy. But the point is that it's like, really, I post a funny thing on Kevin and you use that to attack me?
Of course.
You know what I mean? And then there were a few people like saying, hey, you don't have proof, you're a hater, interesting, your account's on private, stuff like that. But the guy come back and, and it was just funny when he gave the list. It was every point that every hater says about me. Yeah. That's 100% a lie. Every single one of them a lie. Yeah. Sunrise has been around for, we've never had another Sunrise. We had Sunshine die, and she died, and then we replaced her with Sunrise. Sunrise has been around ever since.
Hence the name.
Yeah, exactly. And Daisy has never had mouth rot, ever, in her entire life. And the list just goes on. Yeah, I mean, like, fucking idiots, man. I'm sorry to start the podcast in a rant.
I don't know. It's just something, this is the sad truth. We all have the freedom of speech, and then we all have this border of protection on the phone where you can now talk to anybody.
A big man,
The problem is like, before, let's say when people were just starting to get famous, you could literally never talk to the celebrity
right,
ever.
Yeah, that's
It was impossible unless you met him in person and you maybe got one sentence out.
Yeah.
Right.
And they had a security guard there that would just pull you away if you were an asshole.
Exactly.
But even like the thing with Kevin, it's a bummer. If you really think about it, listen, there's a lot of people in the industry that are doing great things, Tiki's Geckos and Ryan from Underground Reptiles. But Kevin is definitely working as hard as anyone with USARK and protecting the hobby. We obviously are donating as much money, if not more money, than almost anybody to USARK, as well as the cause, as well as we use our audience to try to not only spread education and love, but also go after the laws. So we're doing all these things. Like, why attack me and Kevin? You know what I mean? Like, literally, I'm not saying we're the two biggest, but we're certainly in the top 10 people that are actually protecting this asshole's right to keep reptiles.
That's why, though. It's that weird thing that for some reason, if like you love someone, like there's this weird thing. I don't know the answer for it, but I'm trying to pick it apart and try to find it right now. There's just this weird thing where people kind of hop on these bandwagons, even if it goes from something of as evil as hate all the way to something as simple and lighthearted as a good sports team. Yeah. People will hop on these bandwagons and they will just kind of blindly follow the lead of somebody else that are having similar emotions.
That's the other thing that he said. He said that I left a mummified baby and a snake for a year and then removed it without any surgical, like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, are you? I left that. I left the snake.
I'm going to mummify this one.
I knew it was in there, not me. I didn't let her put it out. I made her hang on to that thing for a year. It's like, how do these people say stuff that doesn't make sense? But I think that's what
stupid people.
My understanding with Kevin was that this was a venomous community because he did the stuff with Lilith. Like, remember, she had an eye shit.
Saved her life.
Right. Yeah. Well, this is what people don't understand because, number one, I've heard this about us, like when I did the egg-bound snake, some people were bitching about me not having a vet do it. Number one, we have a vet. Our vet literally bought the building next door to us, okay? Yeah. So we have a vet that we go to when we want to. My vet has never seen an egg-bound snake in her life. Do you think I should have her do the removal of an egg or someone like me that has done it for 30 years? Who's better?
Exactly, and it's the clear, obvious choice, but not. It is obvious to us, but to these people commenting with the fucking stupid shit, it's not obvious. They're very dumb, dull-witted.
They only have dog experience, where like you wouldn't do that to your dog.
You never. Right. And honestly, the truth is, there's people that do it to their dogs because they're better to like.
You're not wrong.
Jay helps pop fucking Phoebe's asshole because she can get swollen ass glands.
Yeah, right. Well, that's the thing. I mean, what vet are you going to take a fucking king cobra that wants to kill everybody?
Gnarly king cobra.
What vet are you going to take and say, hey, do me a favor, fix this eye up, when Kevin has the experience of doing this stuff for 35 years? Just, obviously, that's the thing that makes me mad. It's like, it's not that we don't have a vet. I have a vet.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're moving next door. We have a great relationship with our vet. If I have some issue that I need to confer with her on, I confer with her. But the truth is that every time I've talked to her about a reptile thing, she's asking me questions.
Yeah.
She's like, have you ever seen this? When you saw this before, what did you do?
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. And it's not, she's a great vet. She's an exotic animal vet. She specializes in reptiles and amphibians and other exotic animals. Yeah. But the point is that experience of 35 years, I've seen a million times more. She gets one animal a week that's her snake, right? Mm-hmm. I'm seeing 30,000 snakes a week. You know what I mean? Like, of course, I'm going to have more experience than she has. Yeah. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to go like do surgery on a snake without anesthesia because I think I know what I'm doing. Obviously, I'm going to take it to her for that stuff. But with something that I know, I've gotten 100 eggs out of snakes
easily,
and I know how to do it, and I've never killed one of them. So what am I going to do? Like, and so whatever. Let's move on before I just get fired.
Yeah, you're fired.
No, baby. It's a valid thing to be understood. It's very hard because the thing that we got to try to really realize is that we're just dealing with the lowest of the lows of intellect.
And the loudest of the low.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, anyone that, like I said, the group that's against me on Facebook is still the same 20, 35 to 40-year-old guys that are just angry as fuck about life.
They wish
and they
just
keep on circulated. Yeah, they do. They do.
Of course.
No one can look at what we did with the Reptarium and say that we're abusing our animals. You know what I mean? Nobody. I mean, anyone that comes into our place, not just the Reptarium, but also BHB, they come in and they're always like, my gosh, your stuff is so well taken care of.
It is not, and we're not saying that we're perfect because
no,
accidents still happen.
Well, this is the other thing. Yes, things die. Because I keep thousands of animals. Something's going to die. It's going to get old. There's going to be some breeding situation.
Genetic randomness.
Yeah, genetic random. I mean, the thing is if you have 5 snakes, the chance of you losing one of those 5 snakes is pretty simple. But if you have 5,000 animals, chances are pretty good that you're going to lose. At any given time, in any living population, about 3% of that population has got some sickness. Yep. That's humans, everything. Okay, yeah. So you figure if I have 1,000 animals, that means that 30 of them are sick.
Yeah.
That's not the case here. I mean, if we have 10,000 animals, whatever we have between geckos and everything else here, we might have 3 animals sick at any time.
Okay.
Right? That's like way lower than the net average right there. And we hardly ever lose anything, and when we do lose things, it's going to happen. But, the difference is
it hurts.
Yeah, of course it hurts. I fucking cry.
Exactly. It's not like you're just like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like,
I cry when things die. I mean, I get so emotionally attached. But these bozos, they've got 3 snakes and they're like, look at him.
I'm crushing it.
Sunshine died. Yeah. He killed her.
It's the 6th one.
Yeah, not to, yeah, exactly. I mean, listen,
we would name it a different name anyway.
For sure.
Come on.
Yeah, for sure.
Idiots.
Well, that's the thing. It's like there's no reason for me to like mysteriously just replace an animal without ever. You know what I mean?
So
like
weird.
It's the most asinine thing in the world.
It's very interesting to me where these people get these ideas. Like,
well, you know what I want?
Do they just sit down and like just how sometimes writers will write a book. Yeah. They're writing their own book about your life, this fictitious life.
This is the other thing that they said is that I make, and Jay, you work for me, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Did you ever sign a gag order or any?
I don't even know what that is.
That? So they're saying that all my employees have to sign an NDA saying that they can't speak about anything that happens here.
No.
Why do I make my employees sign gag orders?
I've never even heard of that. So
right,
no,
yeah. Does one person in here ever signed an NDA or a gag order? No.
Nope.
Shut the fuck up.
And you can't even. There's no proof of that, like, at all. Yeah. Like, there's not proof for most things, if any of these things that these people are saying.
No, they're all just making shit up. But anyways, let's move on to a couple other things here.
Got it.
So Kevin is not a meth head.
No meth.
Kevin does a lot of crazy shit, but no meth.
He deals with morphs, not meth.
Right, exactly. Now, what else he does, I don't know. In his sexual prowess, I'm not going to talk about that one.
I heard a thing about swings.
I heard a thing about BDSM, and I heard like about
SNL.
I'm not sure. Yeah, what else he's doing out there?
I don't know.
But that's his, consenting adults can do whatever they want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Totally.
I'm joking about that too. I love Kevin, and it's a bummer that people are attacking him.
Damn, son.
Can we rail this in?